on San Diego Comic-Con from my car. Um, the news isn't good. So basically, this started um, a couple of weeks ago when I got the news that uh, Sideshow Toys was not going to have its typical giant booth and in the middle of San Diego Comic-Con. Uh, they had announced that they were not going to be attending. That seemed odd to me because that's not typical for them. So they've always been there. So what's happened now after that was Disney announced that they would not be attending. That's a big that your studio to be at the show. This is Universal Studios, Paramount, other players, and it is that literally no one is going for content, and that is because of the confluence of the Writers Guild strike still going on and the SAG strike that is going to happen. Studios don't want to plunk out the money that it costs, and it's a lot to have the sort of you know cheap. There's a lot of money that has to be plunked down for the real estate in the convention hall, and then on the outside as well, and then getting the space in, say, Hall H. Hall H is a 10,000 seat theater that that typically Marvel just dominates. It's always on Saturday. It's always a big deal. Supernatural was the other one that they eventually moved in there from the TV spots, which are in the other building, the main building. But this is huge because not only is this a blow to them, um, the other problem is San Diego Comic-Con has consecutively lost vendors because of the cost to vend there. And again, that real estate is not cheap. It's very expensive. So over the last couple of years of the show, major comic book vendors are not attending anymore. One of those big losses was Mile High Comics, who typically would take out a ton of room in the back end near the main vending area. There's sections, and basically the big part of the floor was in the middle was dominated by the studios. Over in the far area, that's where your regular comic book vendors are. Mile High left. They stopped going because it just was not financially feasible for them to keep going there with how much the cost to rent space was. So now you have the studios backing out because of what's going on. This is going to be very bad for Comic-Con this year. San Diego Comic-Con is not going to have the sort of celebrity dominance that has been there for the last number of years, which is why many people would go, but their ticket prices are the same. So now you have the people that did Hotel Apocalypse that bought the hotel rooms, which are also not cheap. They have their tickets. They've gotten their pre-orders for things like the exclusives at the show. And that's basically what they're going to have. The sales pavilion autographs area is probably going to be fine because those individuals that are up there signing, I've seen Mark Singer there. I've seen, other celebrities that are just there to sign autographs that they sell will be there. But they are there because they are not promoting really anything. They're not really promoting anything other than themselves. You'll have that, but you're not going to have the big celebrity presence that have been in past years. And that's going to hurt this show. And a lot of it has been because, as well, over the last few years, thanks to the pandemic, San Diego Comic-Con got hurt because like Warner Brothers had their own DC Universe virtual con, and it did great for them for a couple of years. Same thing with Disney. Disney has D23. They don't really need this. They've gotten so big now, they don't need to go to Comic-Con, and as is evident, they're not. So this year, it's a confluence of bad things that has just going to hit this show hard. I'm curious to see how this pans out. I made the choice not to go this year, even though I've missed this show for the last, because of the pandemic. And then last year, the last show, I didn't feel comfortable still going yet. I was planning on going this year, and then I decided I've got other things I want to do that are going to be really fan centric and things like that, and really fun. And now I'm knowing I made the right decision, because this is going to really hurt this show. They've put so much content into and their identity into the celebrities and these properties being there, and this year they're not going to have them. Now DC, I've heard, are going to possibly have cartoons there, but again, if the actors and the writers are in union, which most of them are, they will not be attending. So be aware of that when you're planning this, because I'm curious to see how this is going to hit the calendar. What's going to be in Hall H? Are they even going to bother with it? Because it's expensive to keep that room going, especially if there's not anything there or not a lot of people wanting to go to it. San Diego Comic-Con is literally going to be a comic convention this time. That's what they have. So it's going to be an interesting pan out to see how this goes. Anyway, I wanted to give you guys an update on that. The announcements are coming out right now about this. So please, just be aware, keep an eye on the schedules. They should be coming out soon. But again, it's not going to be the same. It's going to be a lot